Perfect, perfect. Okay, so today we're going to learn from four brand new agents, and we're basically going to sum up this. Success doesn't come from doing something just one time. It comes from small habits that you do day to day. Today, we're going to explore the habits that these new agents do to have successful results. So in a minute, I want you folks to tell us your name, the date you started in real estate, the date you closed your first deal, how many deals you've done since becoming licensed, and what your number one goal is for 2025. I'll start with Paul.
Paul Patane. I'm currently on the east side of Big Island. I became licensed in January of this year. My first deal closed March 18th of this year. So far this year, I have 14 on the closed escrows on the buy side, 3 closed escrows on the sell side. I have 6 in escrow right now, and then 4 more live listings.
So he's not even 1 year in. He's 11 months in. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Miss Angie?
Hi, my name is Angie Matriaco. I live in South Kona. I started real estate. I got licensed September 1st, 2023, and I closed my first deal October 6th, 2023. I had, I think 17. I'm at 19 transactions so far. Oh, my goals for 2025, I want to close 40 units.
I just want to add in, you're just so amazing. She was lead generating before she got licensed. Let's not repeat that to everybody, because how did you close your first deal 31 days after being licensed?
Yeah, I did what Dylan said. I called people on my phone, like when I was still in the process, and I knew where I was going. So I started those conversations early to light them up.
Such an easy task. You just call the people you're already familiar with, even prior to getting licensed.
Yeah.
So she just started making her phone calls. Yeah, when she gets a phone.
Go ahead, Josie.
I'm Josie Coleman. I'm on the south side in Ocean View. I have had my license since January of this year. My first closing was May 31st, and all the south side gals had told me, like, hey, it's the first 6 months. Just keep going. You will get something by the first 6 months. And I got it the day before. So I was like, okay, I believe these guys. And let's see, to date, I've had 12 transactions. I have 4 in escrow. Hopefully that'll be done by the end of the year. And my goal for 2025 is to be organized.
So she says be organized, like she didn't close 7 deals in September. Only September alone. So amazing. And Miss Tasha, please tell us your name, date you started in real estate, when you closed your first deal, how many deals you've done since being licensed, and what your goal for 2025 is.
My name is Natasha Kipanai. I got licensed in January 2023. I didn't close my first deal until 6 months, June 15th, 2023. I have closed 29 transactions in the last 18 months, and I have 6 in escrow currently. My goal for 2025 is to inspire young moms who maybe put your life on hold to raise your family, that you can still be successful and be completely present in your children's lives. Take them to school, pick them up, and be there, and have a successful business.
I love you so much. You're awesome. Okay, so how do you close deals? You got to get clients, right? And where do you get them from? We're going to learn from these 4 agents what their favorite way to lead generate is and why. Go ahead, Paul.
I like networking the best. Just always have my business cards in my pocket and just talking to people, handing them out. Always dropping the fact that I'm a real estate agent and that, you never know when that person's going to come in and buy a house. Just 2 weeks ago, I was looking to get my truck painted. I talked to a guy. He's like, "Oh, I want to buy the house next door to me." I set him up with Mana to get pre-qualified and believe we get him sell a house. So just talk to everybody. Have your business cards in your pocket. I think that's like the oldest rule of real estate, and it's working.
That is amazing. Everyone's a client. Go ahead, Angie.
My favorite way to lead generate is open house. And I think the reason for that is
we spend so much time online and shopping online. We buy toothpaste online. We buy everything online. So if you see someone at an open house, they've gotten in their car, they've gotten out of their house, they have the intention of buying. That takes so much pressure off for me, like conversating with them. I think it's just way easier, you know?
Mind you, she's doing open houses on the west side. It's different in Pune. So I love you guys, everyone in Pune. Someone may come, someone may not, but at least you could post it. Okay, that's it. Josie, go ahead.
So my favorite thing is the thing that scared me to death in the beginning, which was cold calling. I was petrified at doing that, so I made myself do it, like hours and hours a day. And like Soroya, I was afraid someone was going to yell at me. And then I realized, like, who cares? If they yell at you, you just hang up on them. So I figured that out, and then I started to really like it. And I really felt like, oh, I'm not somebody calling that's a telemarketer. I'm somebody that has a gift for this person. You know, they need help or they've talked to a team member, and I want to catch up with them. So it's like, oh, it's just friends. So I really have learned to enjoy that because, of course, I want to meet people in real life, but cold calling, it makes me feel brave.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you feel like you have done it, like, say yesterday you did it 20 times and today you still get nervous just before you do it, right?
Every single time. And I give myself treats. Like I will say, you have to call 3 people or 5 people, and then you get up and go get a piece of chocolate or whatever it is that I have as a treat, and that helps. So I highly recommend.
I'm going to start doing that. I like that. Ronnie gave me some cookies, so I'm going to do that tomorrow with my cookies. I also think that when you cold call, I mean, sometimes you can call 20 people and no one answers, and then the 21st one is mean. Eventually, God's going to feel bad for you and going to just give you a client. So just do it because he's going to feel sorry and just like, hey, let me just feed this girl. Because I do cold calling all the time. Till today, as many clients, I still cold call because you got to keep the pipeline full, right? Tasha, your favorite way to lead generate?
My favorite way to regenerate is in person. I love door knocking. I like talking to people face to face. I feel like we just have a different connection. So I'll be at the doctor's office, the park, the baseball field, and I will meet so much friends. Most of the girls that joined the team was because I met them at school or the park or somewhere with my kids. I think there's just a genuine thing about meeting someone face to face. Like I could send letters all day, but I can't hear them and they can't hear me. And usually when I door knock, they'll see my hustle, they'll see my confidence, and if they don't want to buy or sell, they'll refer me to somebody because I made an initiative to walk down the street in Pune sweating to knock on your door. So it shows motivation, and I just feel like it shows your character as a person.
I'm still upset with her about that. She told me she was down Hawaiian beaches. Oh, I'm door knocking today. I said, get in the car and drive here now. Stop. But she met a lot of great people that day. And, she's always protected wherever she goes. So that is awesome. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. So Paul has been a listing machine. And when I first started, buyer's agent was like my thing because it was so easy. Like they can't really reject me. I'm free, which and I shouldn't say that. I wasn't really free, but it's just so easy. But Paul came out the gate. He's like, I'm going to list all these houses. I'm going to just jam. So Paul, how do you prepare your sellers when getting ready to list their home?
What I do is basically look over the house and see and give like an informal inspection and see what might be potential red flags for not only potential buyers, but anything that might be a problem for inspection or appraisal to try to get all that stuff handled before we even get into escrow. So to have kind of a cleaner transaction.
Yeah, and that goes a really long way because when you work with Paul, he's already done this in-person walkthrough and you're going to show the house and it's going to be ready for you, right? There's a lot of times where we get a seller and they're like, oh my God, I really want to know how much my house is worth. It's in Ainaloa. And it's so easy. We just give them the CMA. Oh, I don't know. Easy. 3-2. Here you go. 399,000. But what Paul does is he gets in front of them. He meets with them. He walks through the house. He doesn't expect everything. It's just fine and dandy. And he solves problems before they're there. Super awesome, Paul. Angie, what is the first thing that you do or say the moment you connect with a qualified buyer?
This is kind of funny. I put it on a Post-it, and I had to explain this to Justice. I'm over 30, so I really love Post-its. I like writing things
I know
down.
what a Post-it is.
And it goes on the wall next to my bed, like in my bedroom. I look at it all the time. I look at their name. I don't forget about them. There's not one day that goes by that I don't think about them. I connect with them all the time. I'm basically a psycho stalker. If I think that they are willing to buy and ready.
Yeah, that is amazing. So if you're qualified, you're right next to her bed, and she wakes up to you. She goes to bed with you. I told her at least you don't have pictures of them printed out. It's not that bad.
I didn't say I did it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so good. Whatever it takes to remember, because it's so easy. Like if you guys all have it. I mean, come on, we all fall short. The buyer calls and they're like, "Oh, did you see this home that was on the market? It's been on for 5 days." We should have sent it to them because it was in their criteria and it was waiting for 5 days, and now there's 8 offers on it. So that's our Kuliana. But if they're on a post-it with their face next to your bed, this wouldn't have happened. So let's all take that home. Can we get the agency post-its next time? We'll hand them out. Josie, you just opened a new escrow. This is so amazing. I love her for this. What do you do next?
First of all, I do a little dance. Seriously, every single time I just do a little shuffle dance. I was telling Justice that one time I was in the grocery store and I had like some fruit in my hand and I was just like, I'm gonna do the robot. Like I don't even care who sees me because it's such a big deal. And then the next thing I do is either call, text, or email my clients. And I say, like, this is amazing. Look what just happened. And then I'm going to guide you through this. And the first time I said that and did that, I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to guide you through this. But I know I'm going to. So it's really just in the very beginning and celebrating for myself. And I will say, when I had a bunch of things happening at one time, I was so focused and I was emailing with everybody. And Monica Monaka sent me an email. She was like, hey, take a second. This is amazing. This is a good job. And I thought, oh yeah, I need to pat myself on the back every once in a while. And that usually involves a little bit of dance moves. So
that is awesome. So there's two things that I took away when she first told me this. One, she makes it just as exciting for her as it is for that first time home buyer who's at work or he's taking his kids to practice and he doesn't even know he has a house in escrow. We're over here sitting 3 hours later knowing this gold and not telling nobody anything. That's not fair. So she makes it just as exciting. And then not just the dance and getting them excited and giving them the good news. She goes ahead and she opens up escrow already. Time is money, always. So if you get the call at 2, you can have escrow opened by 4. You can start that timeline. You can book the inspection. It can all happen right there in KTA. I do it all the time. You just go right by the freezer section. No one's ever there. Stay in the corner, book the inspection. You're good to go. I really love that. Tasha. Okay, I'm going to put her out here now. She has 5 kids, guys. 6 if you include the one that we share. So she's a mom of like everyone, even the adults in our family. She's the go-to mom. How do you find the time to show properties and spark conversation with 5 to 6 kids and a busy lifestyle?
I don't often find time. I have to make time. If you have kids, there is no time. Between dropping them off, picking them up, it's crazy. Most of my days are busy, but I get the opportunity, right? To make the time. And I put myself in their shoes that if I was that client trying to buy a house, it's time is of the essence. If I don't get to the house before Sierra or Justice does, there is no competition. I'm going to lose, right? And often we're competing with the same girls on our team for the same house because there's nothing under 300,000 in Kilo. So if it's on the market, it's gone tomorrow, right? So I just look at it as time is of the essence. And if I said I'm going to be a real estate agent for you, I'm going to get up when I don't want to get up. I'm going to get home late when I don't want to get home late. And I'm going to make sure I fit you into my day to see that one property before Sierra takes it tomorrow.
I do want to emphasize too, she is a good mom. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait for us. I wish we were at a place where we could like hang out with all the kids later at the pool. Like last year, you meet her kids, they're all happy, they're all healthy, they're all super respectful, and they're all well loved, and they all have all their things that they need in her suburban. When she's showing houses, they're okay. Okay, there's no need to call CPS. We're gonna go back to Paul. Paul, can you share a specific challenge or obstacle you faced in your real estate career and how you overcame it?
My challenge was when I started in real estate, I had 0 sales experience. I was a mechanic for 20 years. I had 0 sphere of influence. Didn't have much of any connections. So I really leaned heavy on the team. And so I showed up to the office and, I'd be thankful for like Lay took me to my first showing. It was her clients. I was just like, hey, can I come with you on the showing? And she's, said yes. Crystalline and Yoko put me on my first open house. And that was, awesome. And, just being in the office at the team, everybody, is there and helpful. you know, um, when I got my first listing, Natasha was at the office a lot. So I was like, hey, can you help me with this? So just leaning on the team, and now I try to I'm still new, but I try to answer as many questions as possible because I'm in the office all the time, just trying to help out who I can help out with what I know.
So just like Soraya, moving someplace where you know absolutely nobody and making such an impact that you've already done in just such a short period of time is super amazing. He really is in the office every day, guys. He got his home lunch there. He's right by the window. You can depend on Paul being there right after he drops off his daughter. And I really think that opens up a lot of opportunity because even when I'm at the office, I get to learn from overhearing with other people, talking story about the new listing. It's just nice to be around everyone. We're so blessed to have a Hilo office. Thank you, Monica, Andrew, Dylan. It's a really nice office. So when you're on the east side, make sure you stop by. Angie, what kind of things did you do when you were less busy to set yourself up for when things get crazy?
I honored the same schedule that I honored when I was busy. Early to bed, early to rise, and I really tried to avoid lifestyle creep.
I have to learn that. Tell them about the PB&J.
Okay, so lifestyle creep is, if you don't know, it's like when you get a really big check and you're super stoked, and the first thing you do is go buy yourself a little gift, right? And it's easy to do. Like I definitely saw how easy it was to do that. So I really focused not on denying myself the reward, but just delaying gratification so I could get a more valuable reward in the end. Because again, I'm over 30. And I've learned a lot in my years. I wasn't always like this. I didn't always do the responsible thing. I've learned from that. So that's one of the biggest things that I think that I try and do is just keep my same schedule. I eat the same. I still take home lunch. I try and avoid going to lunch or going to dinners or just going down that road of changing my lifestyle because I think it'll mess with my systems and mess with my process.
Yeah, and it absolutely will. I am a product of that. I have no idea what I'm doing every day. You tell me Cafe Pesto, let's do it. And we'll just figure everything else out later.
You have time, sis. You have time.
But I really love that. Like, when she told me that she eats PB&J every day, me and Tosh were like, we can do that. I love PB&J. Can't afford it, but we can do it. So awesome. I love that. Josie, what do you believe is the most important quality to be a top producer?
I would say being able to hang out in hot tubs. And this is why I say that. Last year, Justice was doing this very same panel, and Sierra was up here. Everybody that spoke last year was very inspiring, but these two especially. And what happened was later that evening, I found myself in a hot tub with these two at the place that we were all staying. And to me, they were superstars because they were up on the stage. And I was like, oh my God. And then they started talking to me, and we just connected. And the three of us were laughing and having a great time. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're nice here. They're up there, they know how to work hard, they're nice. And then I didn't realize that over this very first year, the collaboration that the three of us would even participate with each other with and with everybody else. I saw the importance of collaboration and not staying isolated and trying to do everything on my own. And so it really just began in the hot tub because these people were famous to me and then they became real and then they were like, let me share my knowledge with you and also can you help me? So it was give and take, which I thought was really important.
Oh, that is great. So same, I love you. Same like Lonnie, just call, go to lunch, pick people's brain. There's not a time or a day that I go somewhere and I don't learn something. I have 1,000,001 notes and we've only had 4 speakers so far. So get in the hot tub. Tasha, if you could give one brand new agent advice, your number one advice, what would it be?
It would be Romans chapter 12, verse 7.
It says if you have the ability to serve others well, don't make it, well, it doesn't say don't make excuses, but that part goes. But my advice is don't make excuses of why you can't be available. If financial freedom is what you want, the opportunities are there. Just go and show.
She always shows up. She says yes even when she can't show up, and then she figures it out later. I mean, real time Tori shows it play around. But what an awesome just example of success from these four amazing people. And I can guarantee you they're going to be back up on this stage in no time and be able to share even more great golden nuggets. We are able, if we have time, we have a little bit of time. Small time. If you guys have questions and answers, I really would pick their brain. If you'd like to, this is not part of the segment. Not all at once. Go ahead, Ivory.
Well, are you able to do those like pre-listing inspections because of your history in mechanics? Like, how are you so good at knowing? Like, sometimes I go to listing, I'm like, oh, this thing looks pretty good. I guess we'll list it. And like, turns out, come down the line, get $40,000 worth of plumbing problems and all these other things. So, how do you have the expertise in your mind?
Well, being a mechanic, I've always been hands-on. So I've always done all of my own work on my houses myself. So I've replumbed my house. I've done electrical. I've built structures. So as a hobby in the past, never as a profession. So I'm able to see what looks right and what doesn't, and then research. When something doesn't look quite right, I'll go and research it and find the code. Like, you've been to enough houses, that, if this dumb stuff like the angle of the stairs doesn't look right, it's like more like a ladder, that, okay, that wasn't built to code, but then you can actually go and do the research and find out what it has to be. So,
A follow-up question: would you mind coming to my listing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. He always says yes. Any other questions? I'm sure Dylan wouldn't be mad if I closed up early. We have one. Hi. You're eating a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone is kind of helping everyone out in new ways. And I want to say thank you all for that.
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. 100% always paying it forward. Dylan's number one rule, we can't have assholes on the team. So we have to help you or we're going to get in trouble with boss man. Go ahead, Andrew.
So I got a point. You guys are all within your first year. So how do you overcome like maybe a lack of technical knowledge in real estate and maybe having things when people are like firing you around fire questions at you? How do you combat that? When you might not know that answer.
Everybody, my door's not even locked. They just walk in. I was in the bathroom. She was in my living room. I had no idea she was in there. No, but the team does set you up. So we have meetings every single day. You cannot go a day without finding a meeting or seeing Dylan's face, even if it's as small as going on the 5 at 5. Being around those meetings, you overhear things and it just kind of comes together, I think. He really does make us practice and train. So I can say that if you want to add anything.
I think Monica, your Naka.
Oh, yeah. Say it louder.
I was taught real estate by a fourth grade teacher, and it made it so much easier. I had like so many reservations about the tech. I was like terrified of it, and she made it so easy and so simple and so much like took all the stress away.
She's not only a fourth grade teacher, she's also a counselor for elementary school students. So if you have any small drama, call her. She'll burn it out right there. She's like, no, Justice, this is what we're doing. She's just perfect all around. Dylan really scored. So if it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end with this. This wasn't part of it, but Andrew really inspired me when he came up here and spoke. Everybody, I have a ton of notes. Everyone inspired me. But when Andrew talked about the things that he's done and he mentioned this guy who had all these, you couldn't see the pictures, but I have the slides already. I got to see him. It was bad pictures. Brother was in bad shape. And he made most money that year than the year before, you said. And all that spoke to me was something that my dad taught me a long time ago. When you're on different levels, whether that's here or there, There's different devils for each one. Just because you make 400,000, your problems don't go away. Just because you're an icon agent, your problems aren't going to go away. The enemy really doesn't bother people who are mediocre. So if you have no problems, you need to change something in your life. I love you guys.